Okay, so I'm just gonna be whipping these videos out because I'm really good at talking myself out of doing things that are uncomfortable for me. So we're just gonna whip them out and put them on, and then that way I can't avoid it. So, okay, so I want to talk about how we got here to Costa Rica. So in 2021, after the pandemic, me and my husband went on our 10-year anniversary trip with some friends. And I remember when we got here, just loving the natural beauty of Costa Rica. Their slogan here is Pura Vida, which is pure life. And everywhere you went, people would call it out to you for hello, goodbye, all the things. Pura Vida, and I just remember we came here and I was like, man, this is so beautiful. It's so tranquil. And I just remember like feeling deep inside me that this could be healing. And up to this point in my life, I had been dealing with some chronic health issues. I got diagnosed with Lyme disease about 8-9 years ago. And it's something that I still deal with today. And can be really challenging. And so when I had that feeling, my initial thought was like, oh, physically, right? Like there are so many organic food options. There are opportunities to connect with nature more easily than in Texas where we were currently living. And so I just thought that would be so amazing. And then as we're in Costa Rica, we went to one of our little church meetings on Sunday. And I remember sitting there and looking at this cute girl in front of us with her family, her little kids and her husband. And I just remember thinking, man, she is so cute. And feeling like I know her, but I am one of those people that like sees someone and I am like, wow, I know that person. And then come to find out, no, I don't. I think I do, but who knows why I think that. But so I was convinced, I'm like, yeah, that's probably one of those times where I'm just like feeling connected to this person and I have no idea who they are. But then afterwards I was just talking to her. I'm like, you guys, your family's so cute. How are you doing? What made you guys decide to move here? And come to find out, I actually did know her. We went to high school together in Arizona, and I was like, what are the odds? And she told us how her and her family decided to move down there temporarily and just to be able to kind of disconnect and focus more on their family and just experience the life and culture of Costa Rica. And it kind of planted in my mind this idea that we are only limited by our own restrictions, right? And the limitations that we put on ourselves. And this was a very new thought to me. And I want to clarify by saying, like, they may be our own restrictions and limitations, but I also believe that we don't know what we don't know also. And that is a restriction, that's a limitation. And what I mean by like it can be, we can put it on ourselves is, are we willing to step into the unknown and talk to people and ask questions and get information about things that intrigue us, but we don't really know what to do or where to go or how to get there? Are we willing to start talking to people about it? And So that kind of opened my mind to this idea of we can do whatever it is that we put our minds to. And so I continued to pursue this. I was like, all right, who knows? Like, even if it doesn't end up that we get to Costa Rica, or that's not necessarily the path that we're supposed to go, I kind of want to go this direction and just see where it leads, right? And so it was a long process. I want to say it was like a year and a half of trying to figure things out, asking questions, talking to lots of people, getting advice, and talking with my husband, figuring that out. My husband wasn't too excited about it initially, and so that was something that we were working through, and it was really challenging. It was not something that just came easily. And that was another lesson that I learned, is that, just because something is hard or doesn't just fall into place right away doesn't mean that it's impossible or that it's the wrong course of action. I felt like I would follow a certain path, and then I'd get to this place where it felt like I was hitting a dead end, and I would just pray and be like, okay, God, I have gotten to this point, and if this is the end of this path, then okay, help me to accept that, and if not, please help me to find an alternative solution. And every time that I felt like I would get to this dead end, there would be something else that would open up and some clarity that I would gain. And so I want to say, so then 2023, we got everything together, got our passports, sold our house, and donated lots of stuff. And I want to say we packed 15 suitcases of the things that we felt we needed to take with us, and headed down here to Costa Rica in October of 2023. And we didn't necessarily know what we were doing. And it has been quite an adventure. And I remember feeling throughout all of this, so that initial intuition, that initial thought of this could be really healing for you. The longer that I pursued this, the more it felt, the more I came to feel and believe and feel confident in, is that yes, it would be healing for me personally, but it would be really good and healing for me and my husband, for me and my children, that it would be really difficult. I remember talking to people, and that is what I felt. I felt this is going to be really challenging. It's going to be really hard. It's going to push us outside of our comfort zone. And because of that, it's going to be really difficult for me and my entire family. And I remember I would talk to people, and they're like, it's not just going to be this easy vacation. And I was like, that's like the exciting part to me about it, is it felt like I was being called not to run away or escape, but to step into something that would be refining and that would help us to grow and become the best versions of ourselves. And I have seen that it has been extremely difficult. It's been really challenging. There have been a lot of roadblocks. There have been a lot of challenges. It has definitely invited my husband and I to, for both of us, to step in and gain clarity around how we communicate with one another, and just to get more aligned. And I just think that it's been a gift in so many ways, and it's because of the entire package, the ups and downs and everything in between. I just am so grateful that so many people along the way, including that friend from high school, more of an acquaintance actually, like we didn't know each other very well, but just her following her own promptings and intuition, and then living that, it invited me to do the same. And so I've been so grateful for opportunities like that, for opportunities to connect with so many different people and to learn and to grow throughout this process. And I think that the most important part has been a willingness to step into the unknown and be willing to try even though it feels uncomfortable. And so that was kind of the push, the condensed version of how we got here to Costa Rica, why, and all of those things. So if you guys have any other questions in regards to all of that, feel free to post a comment. Thank you.